Alright folks, I have just downgraded from a Ninja 400 to a Honda Rebel 250 2020 model. So today I wanted to talk about the first positive impressions and also some negative points that you might want to know if you are interested in getting this bike as well. And yeah, there's a lot for me to get used to here, coming from a sports bike. Now, the first thing that I noticed is that the key is on the left side. So fingers crossed I'm not going to drop this bike anywhere anytime soon. Otherwise the key might break. The tank is very narrow compared to my Ninja 400, which was a lot wider. You may see some footage here on the screen, some B-rolls. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention as well before I start the engine is that similarly to the Ninja 400, when you start the bike, and if you happen to be on first gear or not in neutral, the bike won't start unless I bring the side stand up, which is a major positive point in my opinion, because the last thing I want is to start the bike, go out and then realize the side stand is actually still down. This could cause you an accident, could break the bike, and so on and so on. And just so you know as well, this is a Japanese import into New Zealand. Anywhere else in the world, you will only come across Honda Rebels 300s, 500s, and 1000cc. This happens to be sort of the smallest one you can get in the Honda Rebel family. Single cylinder, 11-liter tank. And yeah. So this is a major downgrade for me, I have to say, from the Ninja 400, from a 400cc bike to a 250. So let's go for a ride and we'll talk about a little bit more about this. All right. It really sounds like a 150. It may be a little bit more powerful, but it does sound exactly like a 150. Okay, let's go for a ride. So in this video, I wanted to give you my very first impressions. This is literally one of the very first times that I'm riding this bike. So I'm still getting used to all the gears and all the, the seat height as well. Now, before I go into the positives and negatives of the bike, let me tell you why I changed or swapped my Ninja 400, which I had been using for 3 years. Why did I downgrade and not upgrade? One, I don't really need 400cc. Honestly, guys, I'm a chilled rider. I like riding around town slowly, just enjoying the view. I'm not a speed chaser. So thus, like, having a 250 makes a lot more sense to me. But the most important reason why I decided to downgrade was because of my back, my neck, and also my wrists. So yeah, so that's the main reason, number one, I decided to let the Ninja go. If, like me, you have back issues or neck issues, or also a little bit of arthritis in your hands, going for a sports bike is probably a big mistake. So learn from my own mistakes. Don't go for a sports bike. Go for a cruiser, go for a bike that you can sit upright. Okay, let's talk about the positives of this bike as my very first impressions, okay? They may change completely as I use this bike, as I ride it. It may change, but for now, the first impressions that I have: one, easy to ride, super easy. The gears change very easily. I find it neutral very easily. I read on forums online that sometimes you may get stuck on neutral or not being able to find neutral. And I'm so far so good. I'm happy with it. As I ride and the bike adjusts to me, it may change. You know, it may just deteriorate. Hopefully I'm not gonna be riding the clutch too much. But yeah, easy to ride, easy to change gears, very easy to maneuver as well. Look at this view. That's Cheltenham Beach in Devonport, by the way. Now it does feel like it needs to go to higher gears a lot more than the Ninja 400. Like, I could easily ride a Ninja 400 on third gear, going, you know, in 50 k's an hour, 60 k's an hour. But this one, as soon as you go up a little bit on the revs, it keeps asking you to go to a higher gear. So like now, I'm on third, I think, and now it's telling me go to fourth, go to fourth. I don't know if you can hear the engine sound. It does sound a little bit like a lawnmower, doesn't it? Really enjoying it. Love the design. I think it is a really stylish, classic or timeless. So I'm guessing in about 10 years it will still look really classic, just like the other classic cruiser bikes. It is very simple, so it's easy to understand. If you are starting out with motorbikes, this couldn't be more perfect because it's very simple. You know, all the instrument cluster, it's really basic. There's no mucking around with buttons and fancy little this and that. So if you are a beginner and this is going to be your first motorbike, I can definitely give you a big thumbs up. Now, again, I could go on and on and on about positive. So let's talk about some negative aspects which may become a deterrent for you guys if you are planning to go for a Honda Rebel 300 that's older than 2023, 2024. This is a slightly older model, so there may be a lot of changes to the new models. Now the negatives. The first one is there is no tachometer for this 2020 model. The tachometer is the part, or the electronic part, that's responsible for telling you the RPMs of the motorbike. So like now, I have no idea what RPMs I'm actually doing with the gears. Is that a major problem? Did it stop me from getting this particular bike? Not at all. Because I can get something on Temu or AliExpress that I just plug into the spark plug with a little monitor here that will tell me the RPMs. I know it is just a temporary solution, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'll be more than happy to just have a little screen here add on to the bike to see what RPMs I'm doing. But now the issue number two, for me it is a big deal, and I had to think very carefully if I wanted to get this bike or maybe another bike. Issue number two is that there is no gear indicator through this Honda Rebel 2020. No gear indicator, which means you have to literally guess what gear you are in. So like for me now, I know I'm on second because of the sound. I know I'm on third now because I've just went up. But besides that, once you go to like fourth, fifth, and this is a 6-gear motorbike, it is really hard to tell what it is, what gear you're actually in. Ooh. That's the Cheltenham Beach part of it that we just saw now, coming down here. That's Rangitoto, the youngest volcano here in New Zealand. My first video on YouTube was here. This is a volcano, a dormant volcano, and it has... Now this place is called Mangauika or North Head, and it has tons of World War I and World War II tunnels inside, so it's quite a touristic area. That's the view of the Auckland city over there. That's Mount Victoria, another dormant volcano. But yeah, so we were talking about the lack of gear indicator in this bike. I don't know what kind of dumb factory makes a motorbike that doesn't indicate the gears. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So this may be a major issue if you are watching this video again in trying to figure out if that's the bike you want. Either a Honda 250 or a 300, as they are distributed elsewhere, outside Japan and parts of Asia. Let's go down here. So that's at the bottom of North Head. Yeah, so the thing is, now I have to rush and get some gear indicator and install it myself. I'll give it a try and I'll make some videos for you guys if you want to watch it, of me putting it on and giving it a try. Oh, the beach is actually, the access is actually closed. Yeah, so now I have to rush and get some something on AliExpress or Temu that will actually show me the gears. It didn't stop me from getting this bike because I really liked it and I believe in it. So pretty much this thing here, the instrument cluster, only shows me the kilometers I'm doing, the odometer. Let's go this way. It only shows me the odometer, the kilometer, the total mileage, which is only 4,400 kilometers. Given that this is a 2020, I'm like pretty happy with it. Oh, here's another Kawasaki there. Look at that. I think it is a Kawasaki. No, something different. Now issue number 3, and this is only for the 2020, okay? Which I actually guess it was made in 2019. And then they called it 2020, but it's actually a 2019 in terms of model specs. If you know what I mean, like in terms of specs, this is definitely a 2019 model. The headlight is halogen and it's quite yellowish. If I can change the entire headlight to LED, I definitely will. And if I do that, I will make some videos for you guys. But so far, from what I've researched, you cannot, or you should not, just replace the bulb from a halogen to an LED bulb. So try to, if you want to replace the entire thing. And this is a 7-inch headlight. Okay. So that's Devonport on the North Shore in New Zealand. Now, I don't know if this is a good thing or if it is a bad thing, but the seat or the bike itself is really, really low. Like, this sitting is very, very low, which is a bit of a worry sometimes because it does feel like I'm literally sitting on a chair. It's only I think it is 26 inches high. So the clearance from the ground to the seat is 26 inches. It is really good. It feels I feel really confident riding it. I'm just a little concerned because when I'm stopping at the traffic light or something, I almost feel like I want to reach out too much when I only need to go a little bit further down from the pedal, from the foot levers to the ground. And it's still, you see my legs are still sort of bent. So that could be a positive or could also be a negative aspect of it. The indicator button is right above, is literally is half a centimeter or about an inch, less than an inch away from the button, to the horn button. So I ended up tooting by mistake a couple of times instead of doing the turn. So if you're on a motorway in a hurry, you might end up tooting the horn instead of signaling. Issue number 5. is that the seat is very bouncy. It is beyond bouncy. It almost feels like, let me just hop off the bike for a minute. It really feels like it's floating above the body of the motorbike. So if you're passing above a speed bump, for example, it feels like you're going to be thrown off the motorbike. That's how bouncy the seat is. Even though it is extremely comfortable, I think traveling with this should be super fun because it's very, very comfortable on your bum. It is sadly very bouncy. So if you're passing through some bumpy roads or something, you will really have to hold on to the bike. Otherwise, you may get thrown off the bike. Okay, guys, I completely forgot. This would be negative number 6. Now, if you indicate left or right, it doesn't actually show where you're actually indicating, which is kind of really silly. Why would I do that? You see? So normally I find myself double checking if I'm indicating left or right, because it doesn't actually give you the arrow to where I'm actually signaling to. It just goes like that. What a really dumb idea. But that's all. Yeah, so that would be 6 first negative impressions that I found on the bike. Coming from the motorway, I felt a little bit like I was being thrown away by trucks passing by, and also buses. I should have gone down a second. Let's do that. I do apologize, guys. I'm still getting used to this bike. Okay, if I can add another problem or issue that I noticed, the very narrow tank. I really liked snuggling around my legs around the fuel tank on the Ninja, and this is really narrow, so it will take me quite a while to get used to the very narrow tank. Second gear, I think, or first. Let's go. This is a 50 km/h limit. Okay. Fourth gear, I think I should go to fifth now. Okay, here we go. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think of the bike. If you are planning to get a Honda Rebel 300, if you are in New Zealand, you may be able to get a 250 2020. But everywhere else, you will only be able to get a Honda Rebel CMX 300, 500, and 1000 cc's. Okay, I'll leave you for now with this beautiful view around me here. This is the Memorial Drive. Each one of those trees represents a war hero from New Zealand, the Anzacs. Okay, thanks for watching. Next time I will go on a motorway and I'll give you my first impressions, okay? Because I did not record coming home from the motorway the other day. Fifth gear, going uphill. This is quite a steep hill. I can hear the tank, I can hear the engine struggling a little bit. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the comments below. You can ask me any question you like, and I'll try to help you, okay? See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching, and this is Rick signing off. Bye for now. Bye-bye.